Multatuli, born Edward Dekker on March 2, 1820, in the Netherlands, is one of the most prominent Dutch authors and social critics of the 19th century. He is best known for his novel Max Havelaar, which exposed the exploitation and injustices suffered by the Javanese people under Dutch colonial rule in Indonesia. Multatuli's life was marked by his strong sense of justice, his frustration with bureaucracy, and his desire to bring attention to the oppressive conditions in the Dutch East Indies. He worked as a colonial administrator but resigned in protest against the systemic corruption and maltreatment of the local population, which greatly influenced his later work as a writer. Max Havelaar, published in 1860, is Multatuli's most famous work and a critical masterpiece of social commentary. The novel tells the story of a Dutch civil servant named Max Havelaar, who becomes disillusioned with the colonial system and the widespread mistreatment of native Indonesians. Through the character of Havelaar, Multatuli criticizes the Dutch colonial administration, focusing on its exploitation of the indigenous people for economic gain. The book had a profound impact, not only in the Netherlands but also in the Dutch East Indies, where it sparked conversations about colonialism and human rights. Max Havelaar is considered one of the most important works in Dutch literature and played a key role in raising awareness of the issues of colonization. Multatuli's writings often focused on social injustices, including the flaws of Dutch colonialism, the exploitation of the poor, and the hypocrisy of the ruling classes. His works reflect his frustrations with bureaucracy, religious dogma, and societal indifference to the suffering of others. Although Max Havelaar was his most significant achievement, Multatuli wrote several other works that also dealt with social criticism, including Wartage Pieterse and Ideen. He was an intellectual rebel, and his ideas challenged both the colonial system and Dutch society's moral compass. While he faced significant backlash and was often criticized, his legacy as a writer and social reformer remains influential in the fields of literature, political thought, and human rights. Multatuli's work also left a lasting mark on Indonesian literature. Max Havelaar not only influenced Dutch thinkers and activists but also provided a voice to the oppressed peoples of Indonesia. The novel brought international attention to the plight of the Javanese population under Dutch rule. Over time, Max Havelaar became a symbol of resistance to colonial exploitation. Multatuli's portrayal of the suffering of the Javanese resonated with Indonesian nationalists and writers, who later used literature as a tool to challenge colonialism. His work is still celebrated in Indonesia today for its role in the early struggles for independence and its critique of colonial injustice.